Hello, welcome. I'm Zach Schwartz. Boy, that was fucking ugly start to finish. I gotta get some fucking load up music. That's rough sitting in silence after that Lakers game. Brutal. I mean, we'll let some more people flow in here. Not much really else to be said other than it is tough on the eyes. I mean, that is hello, welcome. I'm Zach. That Schwartz. Is a shit. I'm gonna get my own audio in here. Boy, that's rough. I think that's a game the Lakers obviously have to win. Like you're on the road. You already took one. If you can take two, Ja's going to come back. I mean, obviously his hands hurt, but I think the Grizzlies were like, we're better to rest him than keep hemorrhaging games with him. And if Ja's better and back to playing for the next game in LA, I think the Lakers are in not a good place. We have the chat going. I'm not quite sure why it's delayed falling in. Let's just start here. All right. Let's just start here with some of the numbers tonight. I mean, okay. This from AD out of like, let's just start here. What are we doing? I mean, you are supposed to be the star player of this team. Yeah, LeBron gives you 28, and I mean, all around a not great 3-point shooting night. I mean, but for at least AD on the back half started cooking, and so that game, his game got a little bit better. But boy, going into that fourth quarter, single digit points. It feels like he should have a hell of a lot more rebounds. It just felt like every ball was going to the Grizzlies. Let's see what we got in the chat. Sorry. Terribly officiated game. It was garbage. I agree. I mean, as a Lakers fan, like, it's hard for me to be like, yeah, the Lakers don't get any calls because, like, historically, refs have been pretty good to the Lakers. But there were a lot of bad calls. Sugar-free DA knows. I mean, it felt like that game felt like if you're the Lakers, you have to win that one. I wish I had bet against the Lakers that game. That was just such a clear trap game. DAngelo Russell was brutal. I mean, he's not awful defensively like Jordan Poole, but 1 of 5, 2 for 11, 5 points. And normally he'll like juice his assists stat line, but 4 assists, it's like, what are we doing? I mean, Austin Reeves gives you 12. You get 20 from Rui again. I don't frankly know what the rest of the Lakers bench was doing. I mean, Wenyen didn't play, but Troy Brown Jr., terrible. I didn't even know Mo Bamba went into the end of the game, but they need something from Malik Beasley and Dennis Schroeder. I mean, Dennis Schroeder, 16 minutes, 0 points, 3 assists is rough. And I get it. Like, as a guard, it's hard to cook this Grizzlies team. What else we got in the chat? Terrible, really. Even with referee help, AD and Braun were trash. Braun was good. I mean, look. Oh shit. Look at LeBron. 39. You can't ask LeBron to play 39 minutes at the age he's at. His minutes should not be the same as his age, right? Like that is a problem. You're going to need more from LeBron the next round, later in the series, whatever. And you're asking him to give you 28. I think the Lakers are kind of cooked here. I know it felt really good, them winning that last game, but woo, that was harrowing to watch. I mean, David Roddy, I never watched him much at all, and he fucking cooked the Lakers. Luke Kennard hitting threes, cooking the Lakers. Honestly, I really thought we'd get like a crazy Desmond Bane game tonight, and it was not there. And I think for Desmond Bane to call out Rui Hachimura and then score less than him again is sort of a shitty look. It's sort of a shitty look. Like, you're going to talk shit and be like, well, let's see if he does it again. I mean, you got the win. Desmond Bane, you got the win. I think the thumbnail we have has Desmond Bane looking like a T-Rex. That one felt like it got away from the Lakers in like maybe the second quarter. I'm glad they tried to come back, but man, Lakers need to strong third. Sorry, brother. The Lakers need a strong second star. It's LeBron, and you can count on AD most times. Not tonight, unfortunately. It felt like the Grizzlies got a shit ton of rebounds, and maybe I'm wrong. Let's just look at the offensive rebounds really quick. We got a good show tonight. We got a really good show. We're just gonna get through this Lakers shit as fast as we can. I didn't enjoy it. I assume a lot of you didn't enjoy it, unless you're a sicko, in which case I get it. Like, hey, fun as hell. Fun as hell watching Lakers get cooked. It's a bad loss, though, man. No Ja Morant. Like, that's a bad loss. Here we go. I mean, they didn't get destroyed on the glass as bad as I had thought. I thought there were more offensive rebounds. It just felt like they gave up more of the back-breaking rebounds. All right, let's go to the chat again. We fouling, but the Grizz aren't fouling, even though they're hammering us every time. I agree. There were some bad non-calls. And, like, I'm also pretty surprised. In this game, it angers me, but it feels like the refs are letting these dudes play on screens. Like, brother, I'm watching guys get decapitated in this series. You saw it. I mean, De'Aaron Fox, right before Draymond got thrown out of that game, De'Aaron Fox got leveled by a screen. And I was shocked they didn't call it. Because, again, like, it's weak to call, like, blindside screens, I guess. But, like, I'd rather the stars stay healthy, right? Like, wouldn't you rather stars stay healthy in the playoffs than like, De'Aaron Fox or Austin Reeves in this game get, not that they're the same, but get injured on a screen, and then that screws up the whole series? All right, let's see. We found DeAngelo isn't impactful, and Beasley is a waste of time. I mean, the crazy thing for DeAngelo is he's going to be a free agent, and so I think the Lakers would like to re-sign him. Obviously, they gave up pieces to go get him in this trade, but I mean, maybe they're going to get a discount for it, which isn't that bad of a deal. We'll be fine, but the refs need to be better. I mean, it's, again, hard as a Lakers fan to complain about the refs. Like, I'm a Lakers fan. I do it. I will do it tonight. The refs were shitty. It was the home cook in there. Zach is getting soft. I am getting soft, brother. I watch these screens, and I'm like, I want no part of that. I want no part of that man getting just absolutely bucked on a screen. Like, no thank you. Here we go. Heat Check says, did not have Xavier Tillman being the player of the game in my notes. Oh, man. I didn't either. I mean, I don't want to make you guys watch while I'm, like, clicking around to go see, but, like, what is Xavier Tillman's career? Let me see. Siri, what's Xavier Tillman's career high? If someone in the chat wants to beat Siri to this, but Siri, what's Xavier Tillman's career high? I mean, this pulled up his college career high, which had 21. So I don't know if that's accurate, but again, like the Grizzlies probably didn't expect Reeves and Rui to cook the way they did, but Rui's been great. Let's see. CJ said D'Lo's too passive. Couldn't be a worse start to the postseason for him. Here's the thing with D'Lo. We talked about this a little bit last night. Is DAngelo Russell, if he misses his first two shots, it's like a choose your own adventure kind of a game with D'Lo. If he misses his first two shots, he's down the path of it's a facilitate night. I am not going to shoot too much. I got to get everyone going. It's going to be a D'Lo assists night. And that seems to have happened. It happened a bit the last game. He had more points than I remembered last game, but tonight was rough. And he seems, and I don't think he's the guy that gets scared of lights, but he seems like when you watch the offense, he's checked way out. Like, he's sort of standing there, like, that's how I used to play, was like, please, God, don't pass me the basketball. He has that look a little bit where he's like, let me just check out to the side here and let the offense facilitate without me. I don't know if you can play Beasley over D'Lo. I think D'Lo's passing makes him really valuable, even when he's being as bad as he's being. But I mean, it's not pretty for the Lakers. And I think if you're gonna fix this, you got to fix it quickly. Like, maybe D'Lo is gonna shoot better when he gets back to LA, but 30 minutes, 5 points is not good. I mean, his plus minus wasn't that bad, but if you're the type of Chudrick who believes in plus minus, I got some stocks and bonds to sell you. What is it saying? I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. Beasley's trash too. I agree. Those guys give up too hope. They do. I mean, D'Lo gave up hope quick, and it gets bleak for the Lakers when he does, because immediately they have to do the two-man thing. I will say, you got to give a lot of credit to the Grizzlies, because the way that their defense has been set up and how quick they crash down, like they have their assignments so baked into their mind and knowing exactly what they're going to rotate and do when the ball gets into AD. Their doubles are really crisp and quick, and they rotate really well. And I got to be honest, Darvin Ham has to get into his bag if he wants to make this Lakers team win some of these games, especially when Ja comes back, because Ja not playing tonight was a gift. And Jaren Jackson, let's see, what was his minutes at? Jaren Jackson played 40 tonight, which is crazy because he's missed time getting his ankle retaped. But, like, you probably shouldn't lose this game. All right, we're going to jump into the news. Here's what we got on the show tonight. All right, we're going to go through the A block, which is going to be top news of the week. We're going to talk Draymond suspension. We're going to talk historically why it matters and why it is let's be honest, Draymond does Draymond things. Let's see, Jordan Poole, is he a liability to the Warriors' future? We're going to go through that. Mike Brown, Coach of the Year. D'Lo fumbling the bag with the Lakers. Then we're going to go through did they cook? And then who's been more cheeks in the playoffs, DAngelo Russell or Jordan Poole? The answer may surprise you. In retrospect, Brandon Roy, playoff god. I wanted to do this last week, but kind of bailed because I got nervous because the sound wasn't working, but I got that fixed. And then we're going to go through Beef Boys, go through Chris Paul, Scott Foster, and Boogie if we can, if we got time. We're only going to run for like an hour here, so stick with us. I get it. There's another playoff game going on. It's not a good game. Like, you don't want to watch Heat Bucks. That's a sickos game, okay? You don't want to watch that game. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to go through what are some of the hardest Nikes to get. And that'll be the last thing we'll close with. I've been holding that one because I'm not sure if we're allowed to do it. But it's a special pair that are really fucking hard to get your hands on. All right, here we go. CJ says, we just got to pray for big games from Schroeder, which he does. Schroeder can have a big game, but, like, you're not in a good place basketball-wise if you're like, don't worry, Dennis Schroeder's got us. They play better without Ja. Yeah, maybe. I mean, they can play without him. I don't know if they're necessarily better. Like, I'm not going to go with like a Ewing theory thing. Thought that TBJB's first quarter rotation was odd when they were down by like 7. Hey, I mean, listen, I like Darvin Ham, but I don't necessarily think he's going to have like offensive wizardry. I do think that the trades that they've made and his ability to gel this team together is a sort of like cosign on how good of a coach Darvin Ham is. But let's go through this. This is what I wanted to get into, okay? This is from Sports Illustrated, and there he said, NBA suspension of Draymond Green is an outrageous overreaction. Shout out to Chris Mannix. Respect the guy. A legend, absolute legend. But Draymond was getting clapped up. Like, you don't stomp another NBA player in front of the commissioner. And then, as people were saying, like, cut the promo tape, like walking around doing this, like you're coming out at WrestleMania. Like, if you're Draymond, you can't do that in front of the commissioner. And I jokingly was saying, like, it's going to turn into Malice at the Palace. It never was going to get that bad. But I don't know too many times recently where, like, you can see how high the emotions were. Like, the guy that Draymond was yelling at, first of all, he looked like the dude who ran, what was the Orange County Choppers? What was the Discovery show? There's the old guy with the handlebar mustache that, like, would customize bikes. That's who the guy in the stands that Draymond was choosing the smoke with. That's who he looked like, okay? And to do that in front of the commissioner, and listen, if most guys do that, they maybe get away with it. But, like, here's the thing. People were like, they can't suspend Draymond. Like, that's crazy. But, like, okay, Kevin Love got suspended for this. Like, Kevin Love got suspended for that. Bow. Here's the thing. Kevin Love got suspended for that. I'm going to say this. Like, Luis Scola deserved to get stomped on a hell of a lot more than Sabonis. Okay? Kevin Love, great guy. Historically, not someone that did shitty things. He got 2 games, and he stomped on someone that, like, kind of deserved to get stomped on, if we're being honest. Like, Luis Scola was a dickhead. I fucking hated when the Lakers had to play Luis Scola. And maybe it's biased because, like, Luis Scola used to cook the Lakers. They had no answer for him. He was that, like, kind of weird in-between size where, like, the bigs had trouble staying in front of him. He had amazing touch, great passer. The smaller guards or, you know, longer players that weren't necessarily bigs couldn't do shit to stop him. So, listen, Luis Scola hate aside, Kevin Love got 2 games for stomping Luis Scola. And so when Draymond does this, like, yeah, he grabbed the leg, but Draymond got his money's worth. Draymond got his money's worth. And here's the reality. You're Draymond Green, okay? Like, people don't forget that. I was like, how many, let's just look at the Draymond Green fine list, okay? Oh, shit. Brother, this is just, hold on one second. Sorry, the dog's just going crazy here. All right. This is just from this year, okay? I'll stop when it came from last season. Here. So we start here, striking, kicking, kneeing. That was in October. And then it's tech, inappropriate language, 25K. Ejection, tech, ejection, tech, ejection. You're Draymond, man. Like, people don't forget that these things happen. And then you go to the bottom, and it's like, dude, Draymond Green, let's see. Come on, get to the fucking bottom. Look at how much shit he's done. Like, I'm not doing this as a bit, but, like, he's lost $1.4 million to NBA fines, okay? From ejections, from tax, from fighting, kicking, dick punching, language, whatever you want to call it. Like, Draymond Green has racked up $1.4 million in fines. And so, like, was the stomp accidental? Yeah. I mean, it seemed like it. But, like, bro, you can't. You've done it too much for people to be like, oh, give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, oh, my God, bro. $120K for conduct. This had to be when. No, that's not even it. I don't even think he got fined for starching Jordan Poole. Right? And, like, I get it. Like, to the chat's point, to Nandit's point, like, yeah, it's the playoffs. But, like, bro, the other part, like JJ Redick said this today, is like DeMontis was trying to bait him all game 1 and then game 2 still trying to bait him. And when you are the guy that, like, people in the league know, like, oh, push his buttons and he'll have a meltdown, people do that. And you, as truly one of the best defenders, one of the savviest guys in the league, can't get jebaited into it. Like, you have to just be like, that's Sabonis. He's a broke ass. He has 0 rings. I mean, Sabonis is very nice, but you're one of the best defenders of all time and one of the most important players from the last 12 years is Draymond. I mean, chat, like, you can disagree by all means, but, like, you're Draymond is very important to those Warriors titles, and you can't get baited. Let's see. What's to say? How are so many people defending the stomp in any area? That's one game. He stepped on him like he was Roach. Yeah, I agree. I think that you can say it's the playoffs, but like Draymond's going to do Draymond things. And, you know, unfortunately, he's done too many things too many times for the league to basically just be like, yeah, fuck it. Like, anyway, so with that in mind, Chad, I asked, there's this new thing called Bard. I don't know if anyone's used this yet. And it's like Chat GPT. And I asked it, it's a little bit better than Chat GPT. I asked it to write a poem that Draymond Green could read to the Warriors as I'm sorry for constantly kicking people in the dick. And this is the poem it wrote. I'm sorry for kicking people in the dick. It's a bad habit. I know I should quit. I know it's not the most manly thing to do, but I'm trying to be more sensitive too. Brother, a computer wrote this, okay? A computer wrote this poem. All I said was, give me a rhyming poem for Draymond Green to read to the Warriors as a sorry for constantly kicking people in the dick. I know it's not fair to you guys to have to worry about getting kicked in the nuts, and I'm sorry for that. I think it kind of lost its rhyming. I'm going to try my best to be more careful and not kick anyone in the dick again. And I think we've lost the ability to rhyme here. I promise I'll try my hardest to keep my feet off the junk and not make you all feel so blue that it's not able to rhyme anymore. And so please forgive me, my friends, for my reckless behavior. I'll try to be a better man and not ever kick anyone in the dick again. Okay, here we go. Ball should be ejected. Unacceptable on both players. Sabonis, I mean, it was savvy of Sabonis. Like, if you're Sabonis, as long as you don't like gator roll Draymond's leg, they're not gonna. They maybe would eject you, but you're not gonna get suspended for grabbing someone's leg. So like, but you know that Draymond's gonna react in a way that is probably gonna get ejected or suspended. Like, that's a savvy play. I'm sorry, like I'm not trying to promote dirty play on this stream, but like the reality is he grabbed the leg, Draymond reacted, got ejected, and then got suspended for a game. Like, W for Domantas Sabonis. That's how that goes. Okay. I used the chatbot for a few other things. I had pulled up some other stuff here. We'll get to that. These were the fines. Let's close these tabs out. Domantas Sabonis line. Oh, this isn't good. I wondered what would happen if this froze, and we're gonna find out. All right, chat. I do want to ask: would you bet the Warriors this next game? Like, we might be in a little bit of trouble here, folks. Oh no, this is gonna be a real bummer if I gotta fucking reload all of this. All right, we're gonna go to this. Let's go to here while I fix this. I mean, chat, if you were gonna bet, which I think I'm going to bet the Warriors this next game, because much like not having Ja Morant, like, shit happens, but usually this is a game where the Warriors, it's at Golden State, which you know that place is going to be fucking loud. This is just such a shit outcome here that this all froze. I had so many wonderful things planned. Okay, there we go. All right. Here we go. We're back. I think if you're a betting man, like, just sprinkle a little bit of money. One, I would say sprinkle over on Jordan Poole's points. We're going to get into Jordan Poole in a second. I would say sprinkle over on Steph Curry's point total. He's been so fucking good. And Clay's been good too. I'd honestly sprinkle all three. I mean, I don't know if you want to bet. I don't know if you want to bet necessarily money line, because I'm sure it's very. Well, we can look at it actually. Let's just see. $7.5. 7.5. Warriors minus 7.5. That's crazy. Like, you'd think Draymond would matter more than that. I mean, he does. He matters to that team. Okay, here we go. Where are we at? Warriors in 6. I don't know about that. I still think the Kings are winning the series. Securing DeBeam, he knows. With DeBeam in the name, he fucking knows. Either the Warriors blow them out or they get swept. Could go both ways. I mean, dude, listen. Seeing the Warriors go down 3-0 to the Kings would be delicious. But I don't expect that to happen. That is a very prideful organization. Kings plus 7.5. I don't agree. Anyway, let's talk. De'Aaron Fox, clutch player of the year. I think this was such a great addition. I think it's funny that it's Jerry West. Like, I feel like that one also should have been named after Kobe, but you know what? Who am I to say? But we're going to get to the part that I really wanted to talk about, which was Jordan Poole. And he has been an absolute fucking cone on defense. And what drove me crazy, I feel like this should just pop up. What drove me crazy. Bro, this drove me crazy. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing there? Giggling on the sideline. Your team's about to go down 0-2 in the first round. Clutch Points made such a great comment here. Draymond Green wanted all the boos. And then it was just Jordan Poole fake laughing because he doesn't want to get knocked out again. I like Jordan Poole. I think he's been great for this Warriors team in the places that they've needed him to fill in for Steph. But, like, they still have Steph. He is so bad defensively. Like, he's such a liability out there. I wanted to look, and so I went to, like, Raptor just to see, which I get it. Like, Raptor has its own flaws. So this was from the full season. Let me just get this in a little closer. All right. So Jordan Poole, an absolute cone, okay? This is the Raptor, I don't know what you call this, chart. This section, top right, is good on offense and defense. Top left, bad at offense, good at defense. Bottom left, bad at offense, bad at defense. And bottom right, good at offense, but bad at defense. And like, Steph right there, that's no surprise. We've always kind of made fun of him for his defense. I will say I think he gets a little too much smoke for that. Clay, a little closer to center. I mean, again, his offense has been much better this year, but he's not the lockdown defender that Klay Thompson once was, right? Like, that's reflective of that. You have all the injuries he did. It is what it is. Here's Jordan Poole. Bad on offense, bad on defense. And then, let's see, we'll go to the playoffs and see how much worse it gets. And now here he is. At least he's been good-ish on offense for them in the playoffs. I mean, the last game wasn't a good example. But, I mean, their guard play outside of Steph is horrific. I mean, they can't stay in fucking front of De'Aaron Fox. They can't stay in front of Malik Monk. And they're just getting eaten alive. Like, I mean, like, Draymond, look at how fucking good he is on defense. That's why people are like, and like, I get it. People still want to hate on Draymond. I mean, it's, again, you don't watch basketball if you think Draymond's a bad defender. Andrew Wiggins, God bless him for what he's done coming back. Like, that's crazy. GP2, great defender. These are all making sense. And you got Clay here, who's been great offensively, but his defense, he can't stay in front of these guys like he used to. Again, it's not his fault. But then you have these two chuckle fucks, and it's like, what are they supposed to do? Beam is too strong. Here we go. Bro, him laughing. I know. If I was a Warriors fan and I saw him laughing, I'd have been so fucking mad. Poole doesn't care. He got a bag and a ring. True, bro. You're right. He might not care. He got more money than I do in a ring, which I don't have. Like, good for him. This Warriors team can't keep up with things. Bro, they can't. And then even when the Kings go to their bench, and like the fact that the bench securing the beam, does Davion Mitchell's off the bench, correct? Or does he start? Either which way, Davion Mitchell, when he was in college, you knew he was fucking awesome. And like he like hits shots in a way that I didn't necessarily know that he'd be able to. But I remember watching him in college and being like, oh, he's like a smaller version of Lou Dort. Like, just, you're not going to get by him. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare having to dribble around him. I think he's made anyone he's had at guard's life hell. And so, anyway, those are the Raptor numbers for our good friend Jordan Poole. Now, I think it's important. I asked Bard again. I wanted AI because I'm biased. So I wanted to see if AI could put together a trade package for the Warriors to move Jordan Poole. And for whatever reason, we used Bard, which is Google's AI. It's like ChatGPT, but the Google version. It's not supposed to scrub the internet. It's supposed to like machine learn and like understand concepts at a higher level. I don't think hoops sickos have gotten into it quite like I'm trying to use it yet. This is what I had to say for Jordan Poole. It for some reason didn't understand that he had already signed his extension, which, that kind of is a huge part of why this would be an option. But these are the options that an AI bot came up with to trade Jordan Poole. Kristaps Porzingis for Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, and a first-round pick. Not a fucking chance. Okay. Option 2, Julius Randle for Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga, and a first-round pick. I don't think that's terrible. You wouldn't trade 2 young pieces plus a first for Julius Randle. Like, bro, if you're the Knicks and you could get that deal done, pretty intriguing. I still think Julius Randle is consistently better than Jordan Poole and Kuminga combined. And the last one, trade option 3. The Warriors receive Jimmy Butler. He received Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, and a first-round pick. Now, this is an intriguing trade. I think Jimmy on this Warriors team being able to like sort of do what Klay Thompson used to do for them, which is shut down the other team's best offensive player and give you buckets. I mean, like we always talk about it, playoff Jimmy Butler is like basically the reincarnate of Michael Jordan. So I don't hate this trade. If somehow they can unload Jordan Poole, because I don't think it's that unfavorable of a deal. I just don't think it's a good contract to have. I also think that the Warriors believed in their young core maybe a little too much. I don't think the value of their young core has gone down significantly, but I think this summer and earlier this season, you could have convinced a team to trade for Kuminga and Moses Moody and some of these guys for like a star player for those guys in a pick or whatever. And now you owe Jordan Poole a lot of money. I think the value of those younger, very talented players has gone down as people have sort of seen like they're good, but they're not necessarily superstars. So anyway, let's see. Nandit says Wiggins is younger and faster. I wouldn't trade them one-on-one. That's probably true, but I think Jimmy's offensive game is still so much better than Wiggins. Again, it's also like this is a very on-paper trade. I think Jimmy Butler in that Warriors locker room would be very interesting because like you have very set roles from Steph, from Clay, from Draymond, who I don't think Draymond is going to be on that roster next year, but at least from Steph and Clay, you have very set leadership roles. And I wonder what Jimmy Butler coming in would be like, because I think Jimmy's a tremendous leader. But I think that it could be like oil and water if other guys aren't letting him do what he wants to do. All right, trade option 4. Warriors receive Jaylen Brown. Celtics receive Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga, and a first-round pick. Again, I find it hard to believe the Warriors would do this. I find it hard to believe that the Celtics would do this trade. This is, again, what an AI bot came up with. But, like, Jordan Poole, is it too rich of a deal to be like Jordan Poole, Wiggins for Jaylen Brown, or Jordan Poole, Wiggins, and a first for Jaylen Brown? Because, like, if the Warriors could get Jaylen Brown and not give up Clay, Steph, that's a scary fucking team again. Maybe they want to keep Poole and they send Kuminga. I don't know what they're going to do, though, because, like, they're going to probably have to pay Clay. This is the most insane one. Warriors receive Joel Embiid. Sixers receive Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, and a first-round pick. There's no world where that trade goes through. So, anyone's thoughts? I mean, these are all, agreed. Celtics probably wouldn't do it. But if they miss this year, like if they can't get the title this year, I think if you're Boston, you probably have to start eyeing what you could do as far as drastic changes go to like fix things fast. Not fix things, but like push your team over the top. I think Brogdon makes them so scary. All right. Next up, I wanted to look at DAngelo Russell's playoff numbers. Again, last night, game 1, not terrible. Plus 16. He was 7 assists, 19 points. Not great shooting night for him, but tonight from D'Lo, I mean, absolutely useless. And the fact that the Lakers, it's going to be weird. It's going to be a weird free agency if you're a Lakers fan, because, like, think about it this way. Here, hold on. I want to go back to this. I'm sorry. We'll come back to me shitting on D'Lo. But the chat says, how about Siakam or OG? Now, that's the trade that I was hoping the AI bot would suggest would be Jordan Poole and something else to get Siakam or OG Anunoby. I think that's the one that makes the most sense. I think if the Warriors could get Siakam, like, oh my fuck, that is a scary piece for them to have, just because his length and defense and everything he brings to that Warriors team would be unreal. Let's see, securing to be Jordan Poole even worth his contract that hasn't started yet? No, the answer is no. Not playing like this. I mean, when they need someone to just get buckets and play no defense, and they don't have Steph, like Jordan Poole's great, but like they already have a guy on the floor who kind of is going to get bullied in pick and roll actions. And I looked, there's this great website called Synergy. Here, actually, I have it up right here. And like this is Jordan Poole, his Synergy numbers, okay, which Synergy is just it's like an analytics website. Let's see what Trey said. Celtics trading Brown is an overall downgrade in general. I agree. I mean, Jaylen Brown is a fucking dog. But I do think, I mean, I guess teams have been probably kicking the tires on the Celtics for years to see if they'll part ways with him. And I don't blame them for not. This has been these were Jordan Poole's numbers on Synergy. Synergy is a website that basically can give like deep analytic. It basically analyzes NBA video and gives you breakdowns. Shout out to the friend that gave me access to this. This is Jordan Poole's defensive. So these are points per possession in this column. Okay. Jordan Poole, let's see, on man defense is 1 point per game or 1 point per possession. Zone defense, it's a little better when he's getting help, but he's a below average defender. He's good on out of bounds or end line out of bounds. But the fact that in man defense, which the Warriors, even when the Warriors are playing zone, he's basically giving up 0.8 points per possession, which, I mean, yeah, a lot of that's because of help side, but not great. Like, not great to see that from Jordan Poole. But the Lakers have their own Jordan Poole, okay? And we were just going to get to that. Let's see. Perfect Draymond replacement. If Warriors add shooters and some defense, it's done. I agree. It's a scary, scary fucking thought. AD was getting bullied in the paint and doubled. He couldn't even get shots up. I don't blame AD this game as much. I do think that, like, the Lakers are going to have to make significant changes to try to shift things around or run offensive looks to help AD out because he's getting just destroyed. This tweet from Jovan Buha, the absolute legend. Great Twitter follow. Very, very good at what he does. DeAngelo Russell had one of the worst stretches you're going to see this series. Turns the ball over with a lazy inbound pass, then fouls Luke Kennard on a 3 for a 4-point player. That was all tonight. And, like, I'm not, like, saying D'Lo's like a world beater because, again, I think good teams figure out how to fuck him up, or DeAngelo Russell just takes himself out of games. Like, again, if you can see here, sorry guys, if you can see here, like, let's go back to, his first playoff series ever, bro. He's game 5, it's a must win, like, minus 31 on the night. He has 3 assists, 3 of 16 from the field. Like, what are we doing? And that's the inconsistency that you've always dealt with DeAngelo Russell. Like, okay, then, last year they play Memphis. And Memphis, he played like, and maybe this should be a better expectation for the Lakers, is that, like, the last time DeAngelo Russell, when he was on Minnesota and he had to play Memphis, it was not pretty again. I mean, 18% from the field, 27% from the field, 25% from the field. And then obviously he finished on a uptick shooting percentage-wise, but that's because he stopped shooting the ball. 3 for 7 the last game of the series, 4 for 10 the second to last game. I mean, 10 points, 11 points, 22 points, 10 points, 12 points, 7 points. I get it. The Grizzlies are fucking hard to play against, but, like, the Lakers need him. They need him to be good in this series. And I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, I think the Lakers had to win this game. And because they didn't, my instinct would say that they are fucked. I don't think it'll be a gentleman's sweep, but I could see this going Grizzlies in 6 games, 4-2. Lakers maybe win one of the 2 home games, but unless Darvin's got something up his sleeve and can kind of fix this shit fast, this shit is not good. Okay. Where were we going to go from here? All right, let's jump into some of the Reddit stuff very quickly from the news before we get out of the segment. Ramona Shelburne says on ESPN that the Warriors are furious about the suspension per a team source. We are livid. We kind of talked through this already. I don't think anyone wants to jump back into it too badly, but there's no replacement for Draymond, but I think the Warriors might get tired. I agree. You're right, Sugar Free. Like, you're right. It is just one game, but I think it's hard to leave losing a game where I think in my mind I felt like the Lakers just should have won that game. You have no Ja. Like, and I get it. The Grizzlies aren't like a pushover without Ja, but, like, first game Ja was unavailable at closing time, where you probably would have seen him either try to take over or get a lot of looks. And then this game, the Lakers started to get close and just gave up back-breaking rebounds. Yeah, I mean, Ja, people have tried to tell Ja before, look at Derrick Rose, look at guys that jump the way that you jump. Their career longevity is not where you would hope it to be. And so for Ja's sake, I hope among many things that people should try and tell him. Chill out a little bit and don't change the way you play, but like flying in there, like, learn to land or like, kind of Euro around the guy better. I mean, they're not going to call it the way they call the regular season, and you're going to take a lot more shots. And so, you want to go on a deep run with your teammates, like you got to stay healthy as part of it. Halftime, it looks like they're done with him, but other times they're fully behind. Again, so Mike Brown won Coach of the Year. We don't need to talk too much about that, but I just want to say, at least Secure and Beam will appreciate this. The way the Kings covered Klay on some of the looks. So Klay comes down in the fourth and hits back-to-back threes, and they're running like just the nastiest, like the most cerebral, beautiful type basketball the Warriors were to get Klay these looks. And they come down, he hits a three, comes down again, he hits a second three. And then the next possession, you saw the Kings players knew exactly where to go. It was a different look to the opposite side. And they stopped the play. Like they stopped Klay from getting those looks. It felt like almost immediately after Warriors got two quick threes from Klay, and then it got shut down, then got shut down again. And it was like, then they scrapped it because they recognized that this is a really fucking well-coached team. Like, yeah, they maybe fooled Mike Brown's defense twice, but that those guys on the Kings are so well-coached that they were like, they're gonna let Klay cook right now. We know the looks they want to run. We know our assignments. Don't go under this screen. We need to have the switch. You don't even have time to go over it. Like, so we just got to switch it. And that's where I was like, damn, Mike Brown, good for you, man. Like, it makes me happy. Like, because I feel like he got bullied and kind of run out of town in several different places he didn't really deserve. So, unanimous first ever. Mike Brown has them boys. Right. Yeah, bro. He coached the fuck out of that team. Okay. We're going to go through last time we did,
is undoubtedly...
We did 2 house tours, or we did MJ's house tour last year, and this year, this second episode, I want to go through the other house he has, which I don't. This is the new one he just bought. I don't think he's moved into it yet. But it's a ridiculous house. I mean, $52 million. Like, good for you, LeBron. And he has like 3 or 4 houses in LA. All right. This is a good room, but this is like such a rich person's room. My issues with this room, okay? Why the piano? Unless someone in the family plays piano, there doesn't need to be a piano. I have a cousin that will like show up and play piano at people's houses, and like that is a sick party trick. As a hater, I'm like, get the piano out of here. This looks a little bit like a hotel lobby, if we're being entirely honest. Like, there's a room in LeBron's house that looks like a hotel lobby. He's rich. I'm not. I get it. Like, maybe that's a thing you want. Chat, do we like a glass fireplace where it's like there's no logs? Gas fireplace, glass on both sides. I think it's a little pervy, but you know what? To each their own. Can't beat the view. I will say, getting from this part of LA to the game is a nightmare, bro. This is sick. Right here, this little conversation pit thing he has in the pool. That is sick. Um, 1,600 square feet. It's a good ass house, man. Like, is it something I would buy if I had $52 million? Maybe. I might. I mean, I think it's cold in certain ways, but you live in Los Angeles. If this was in fucking Ohio, like, yeah, don't buy this house. But, okay, there's a full ass spa in the house, a second pool. That's awesome. Oh no, not a second pool. That's just a different area of the pool. Do we think it has lazy river functionality? Like it will move, it will help move people around the pool. I see Secure and Andy arguing in the chat about Draymond and it being deliberate. I don't know what you're watching. No, he didn't. Okay, hold on. Let's just make this very clear. Sabonis tried to bait Draymond in the first game. For sure that happened. So that doesn't mean it's okay that Draymond stomped on him. All right? Sabonis did bait him again the second time, grabbed the leg. All right? Draymond stomped on him. That's it. There isn't any other things to it. It's unfortunate for Draymond that he got suspended. I see both of your sides, but you know what? Draymond's suspended, and that's sort of the end of the story. All right. It doesn't feel like people are vibing with this house as much, but we're going to wrap the stream here. We've been going for about 55 minutes. Next, let's see. I think the next stream will be on Sunday or Monday, depending on when we go with Out of Pocket. If you didn't watch and you're one of the people that have stuck around, Out of Pocket, click below and cruise over, watch the episode. It was very fun, very funny. We had good jokes. There were a lot of, we went deep on the Draymond stuff because that news came out right as everything was breaking. So, tap in there, enjoy that. I will be back, I think Sunday or Monday, depending. And anyway, I really appreciate everyone that stuck with me in here. This was a ton of fun. We're going to be doing these throughout the playoffs, just firing it up, talking shit, breaking stuff down, and then doing like either house tours. Bro, I wanted to get to the Heaven's Gate Nikes. I will do that the next episode. These are like it's a legit shoe that Nike had to stop making because a crime happened. Like, you know how OJ did his crime and they had to stop making the Broncos? These Nikes, Nike had to stop making, and I might buy a pair while we're on the stream because I think they're like very creepy and weird. But we will get to that. Anyway, I'll be back Sunday or Monday. I really appreciate everyone sticking around. Have a great Thursday and Friday and enjoy your weekend. And